bottles everywhere. Possible substance abuse? Yeah. She looks like she's intoxicated. She's definitely pregnant. So, Mrs. Renner, what would you like to talk about today?
I feel responsible.
For what exactly?
My son.
Why?
Because he gets picked on a lot and is really struggling.
Would you say he gets bullied?
Yeah.
Why is this?
He has some physical deformities and can't keep up with the other kids.
Now, these deformities, are they hereditary? Do they come from the father?
No.
No. Has his deformities been diagnosed?
He has some stunted growth. He can't write very well and he struggles mentally. He's got some attention disorders.
His cognitive speed, is it slow? Is it slow?
Yeah.
So he has struggle, paying attention for long times, focusing.
Yeah.
Have any doctors told you why this is?
They say it's because I made some bad choices while I was pregnant.
What choices would you say?
I was an alcoholic.
So does your alcohol abuse, is that why you feel responsible?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mrs. Renner, you can't keep focusing on the past. You just need to continue to love and support your son no matter what. He's going to have some struggles through his adolescent and childhood. The best thing you can do is continue to support him in all the ways possible, and just make sure he sees how much you love him, and it will be fine. This issue of alcohol syndrome, a lot of children have it, and they make it fine if you just continue to always support him. And he will need a little extra help dealing with some motor skills, but we can help you with that. The doctors can help you with that, but you'll be able to get through this.
Thank you.
Looks like a nice house. Extensive video game setup. Lots of toy guns everywhere. It's a little bit messy. There's knives everywhere. Another knife. Sounds like fighting. Possible divorce? Where's the kid? Jesus Christ. Even at age 10, he's already reciprocating violence. Look, I'm not going to start the meeting until you talk.
I don't want to be here now.
What?
I don't really want to be here.
Why?
'Cause I don't need it.
Well, why are you here? Who made you come here?
My mom took me here.
Your mother?
Yeah.
Look, you would benefit from some help. You haven't had the easiest childhood.
Yeah.
And you have some violence in your past.
I have a couple outbursts sometimes, you know.
What exactly makes you have these outbursts?
Well, my dad would always get real angry, and he would have these outbursts, and the problem would get solved, and that was kind of the way we dealt with things in our household.
So he would abuse you, would you say?
Yeah, he would get really angry with me.
Get really angry. Was alcohol involved?
Mhm.
He was a heavy drinker.
Mm.
Okay. So you kind of grew up with the idea of just acting out in hate and in frustration
Yeah.
against others.
Just how we dealt with things, you know. It's just get real angry. That seemed the only way. It was how I was raised.
So in your childhood, did you have a lot of exposure to violent video games, violent movies, or weapons? Were there a lot of weapons in your house?
Oh yeah, all of it. Yeah.
A lot of video games,
A lot of video games, a lot of guns, a
movies.
lot of movies.
So, does your exposure to these weapons and these fighting ideals, is that why you burned down your father's barn out of anger?
It's quite possible, you know. He'd always throw. When he would get angry, he would go into that barn. He would throw bottles against the wall, and sometimes he would take me there, and he'd get real angry with me. A lot of bad memories.
So, would you say your exposure to these weapons, violence as a young child, caused you to have your acts of violence? Would you say?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Look, I can tell that your parents weren't always there for you, and when they were, your memories of them are very negative. So I do think it is a good idea for us to continue to be meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Hey, I'm Dr. Hamilton. This is an interim office. I'm sorry for the noise. We're in the middle of a move. You can sit right here. Or whatever you'd like. You can sit there.
What period do they need?
So, Mr. Osborne, what can I do for you today?
My parents sent me here.
Your parents sent you here. I didn't get a chance to look into your background. What's your story?
I ran into school.
You ran away from school? Where did you go to school before 9th grade?
I was
You were
homeschooled.
homeschooled. Now, running away from school, what made you want to do that?
Well, dude, it was a lot of people.
Right.
I've never seen that many people in one place. It was like
Were you bullied at all?
it was the first day, and I walked in and it was I didn't like it. I want no.
I understand. No, I completely understand. Were you exposed to anything new on your first day that you've never seen before?
At lunch there was this fight, and I mean it was bad. They were going at each other. I've never seen that. my parents never showed me anything like that.
You've never seen a fight in a movie or a video game or
No,
anything?
no. We PG-13.
Okay. And what about the overall interaction with students?
They were so mean to each other. Even people's friends, they would call each other names, and I didn't know what anything meant. I didn't know how to respond when people talked to me.
How did that make you feel?
I didn't know what they were saying. I couldn't interact. It
So
was
just the overall violence and viciousness of these kids that you've never seen before scared you?
They didn't want to be my friend. That never happens. They didn't care.
So it seems like you were a pretty sheltered kid. Did you leave the house much?
I don't think so. I went to the library with my dad.
Did you have many friends?
No.
I think it would be very beneficial if you kept a journal and you just wrote down every feeling you have as you started being exposed to the real world, because it is very evident your parents did have most control over your life and did not expose you to much. And so I think as you start learning all the nuances of the world, I think it would be very good for you to just write down everything you're feeling, and then we can talk about everything and everything you're feeling, and because you're not the only one that is experiencing this. Many parents often protect their kids from what they believe is the best way. So you're clearly not alone. This is very prevalent in today's society. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about today?
I can do the journal thing. That might help. Thank you. Otherwise, there was this one thing that I'd like to talk about. There was and I mean, yeah, that's kind of the end of it. But otherwise, that's about it. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, our time is up, but I'll see you same time next week.
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Perfect. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. I'll do that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye bye.